Hello, this is Shannon with Waffle Flower, and I'm here at Scrapbook.com sharing with you how to create this really adorable autumn card with the Hello Pumpkin stamp set. And we're going to use a really simple ink smooshing technique to create this very beautiful watercolor background. We're going to start today's card with an A2 panel of watercolor paper. We're going to use distress inks and an acrylic block that's proportional to an A2 panel. This acrylic block has a grid mark on one side and a clean flat side. We're going to use the flat side. I'm going to grab 5 different colors of distress inks, basically an autumn blend, but you can use whatever colors that you like. This can really be customized to be whatever theme you want. I'm going to start with my lightest shade, which is Wild Honey. Move it over here so you can see. I'm going to ink up about a quarter of this with that lighter shade. Now I'm going to grab my green, this is peeled paint, and ink up the bottom portion here. Now I'm moving on to an orange, about the upper 3/4 with this orange color. Really smoosh it down onto the acrylic block to get that ink to come out of the pad. Moving on to a red, this is Candied Apple. And then I'll finish off with a little darker red, this is Barn Door, just at the very tip. Now that it's all inked up, we're going to spray it with some water. You want to see the ink start to bead and pull. A little bit more. Now I'm going to flip it over. And set it on my watercolor panel. Now I'll let this dry, but I like to have some weight on top of it. So I'm just going to grab my platform from my die cutting machine and just place it on top and let it dry about 15 minutes. While that's drying, we're going to stamp a cute little mouse from the Hello Pumpkin stamp set on some watercolor paper. I'm going to use archival ink because this is waterproof ink. Just ink him up here. Make sure he's all inked up and just stamp him down. Now I'm going to color this little mouse in with some distress inks. I'm going to start with the mouse himself. I'm just going to smoosh him down here. This is tea dye. Start with that first. I'm going to spray some water on my work surface. The key with watercoloring with distress inks is to use very little water. So I like to spray my water onto my work surface so I just can grab small amounts of water with my brush and then mix it with the distress inks. Color in the whole mouse with this tea dye color, just a really pretty warm brown. Now I'm going to color the mouse in with some dark brown just to add a little shadow and make him look a little rounded. Swish that down, add a little bit of water. Maybe I'm going to mix it a little bit with my lighter brown just to make the blending easier. And just add this darker shade anywhere a shadow might be. This will create the illusion of volume or roundness. Now I'll continue to watercolor this with some more distress inks. Now that I'm done watercoloring, I'm going to die cut the image out with the matching die. Just line it up and use some washi tape to hold it in place. And there he is. Now 15 minutes have passed, so let's take off our weight here and check out our watercolor background. We have a beautiful ombre look here with these fall colors. Really, really pretty look. Now all we have to do is add this to our card base. I've got a side folding A2 card base here. Just use some tape to stick this panel down. The tape will make sure if there's any warping that happened to your watercolor panel, they'll really straighten it out. And before we adhere our little mouse down, I'm going to stamp our sentiment. I have a cute little Hello Pumpkin sentiment from the Hello Pumpkin stamp set. I'm going to ink it up with some more archival ink, and we're going to stamp it right under where our mouse will go. Now we'll just add the mouse with a little bit of foam tape. Cut a small piece here, remove the backing, and stick that right down above the sentiment. And that completes our card. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and want to see more from Scrapbook.com, please like, share, subscribe, and leave a message.